Welcome everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you the top skills to becoming a data analyst. Now, I know it says top 5 skills, but if you stay to the end of the video, I will give you 2 additional skills that will make you stand out from the other data analysts. If you have any questions or comments, post them in the chat. So let's just get right into it. The first step into becoming a data analyst is you need to learn how to get to your data. So if your data is in a repository somewhere in your organization, you need to know how to use SQL to retrieve that data. So you need to know how to use, of course, the select statement. You need to know what tables you need to pull in, what the criteria is, just basic SQL. And if you want to get more advanced, you can use subqueries. You can, of course, you need to use joins. You need to connect to more than one table to get to your end result. And you need to be able to export that information once you retrieve it. Now, there's also ways you can get data from websites and either SharePoint or things like that. So you need to make sure you know how to get to your data. So that's the very first step. All right, the second step is to learn how to transform and clean your data. So once you have the data, whether it's in SQL, SharePoint, a website, whatever, once you have it, you need to be able to clean it. And these are probably the popular ways to clean your data. You can use Power Query in Excel. You can use Power Query in Power BI, or you can use Pandas. You don't have to use one. You can use all three. It doesn't matter. It's however you are efficient, whatever you're most comfortable with. You can do whatever you want, but you need to clean your data. Your data is not going to be in this perfect data set where it has clean data and you don't have to transform it. You're going to have to transform your data 99% of the time. So you need to know how the techniques are to clean it. And we're going to go through some of these in further slides. So right here, Power Query, these are the beginner skills, in my opinion, that you need to learn when you're transforming data in Power Query. You need to know how to remove and add columns, remove prefixes, add prefixes. You need to remove duplicates, remove top rows. You need to know how to fill down, fill up. You need to know how to sort and filter, merge queries, combine queries. You need to know how to change text to uppercase or lowercase. You need to know how to change the data types, from, let's say, a string to an integer or vice versa. You need to know how to choose the columns because you don't want to have, your original data set might have, 40 columns. You don't want, if you want to only bring in 10 columns, you need to, be able to choose the columns that you need and get rid of the other stuff. You need to know how to extract data, how to trim it, how to split data, and you need to know how to add columns, how to add conditional columns. So this is the basic stuff for anybody that's trying to learn Power Query. You need to know at least these different techniques. Going on to the intermediate skills in Power Query, you need to know the difference between what a reference is and what duplicate is. You need to know how to summarize queries using group by. You need to know how to pivot and unpivot your data set. And in my opinion, you need to know how to do some simple custom functions, like create them in using M, and how to execute them And you also need to know a little bit about how to create subtotals. Now, if you want to go to the advanced skills, you need to know how to create your own Power Query connector. We're not going to get into that, but these are the skills you need to know how to do in Power Query to transform your data. All right, so step 3 to learning how to become a data analyst is you need to learn how to create a visualization tool. So we have Power BI, we have Tableau, we've got Matplotlib and Python. So you need to know how to utilize those visualizations tools. So with Power BI, we just went over that. The very first thing, now when I first started using Power BI, I had no clue on how to get started. And I was just trying to create visuals first, and that's the very first mistake that you could possibly make. Once you go into Power BI, you need to bring your data in, through SQL, SharePoint, whatever, and you need to clean it using Power Query. Then you create your data model using a star schema, and then you're able to create your visuals and your DAX. That's the steps that you need to take every time you create a new visual or a new Power BI report. And you should not skip steps. Those are the steps. So you need to know how to create a visualization tool. That's step 3. Step 4, if you are not working as a data analyst and you want to get into that field, to get into the field, you can create your own portfolio of your work. Now, let's say some project, it doesn't have to be work related. It could be something that you did for school, something you did for your church. Just show somebody that you know what your capabilities and skills are. So you can create your own YouTube channel. You can create your own website. Just show somebody your capabilities and make it easier for them to see it. So step 4 is to network with the community. Now, there's a lot of free conferences that you can attend. One that I go to often is called SQL Saturday. It's on a Saturday. I know you like to watch football and all these other things, but you can go to these conferences that are completely free. You just sign up online. They have one in Houston in 2 weeks from yesterday. So just go to SQLSaturday.com and look at the different locations. You can also go to, create your social media brand, get a presence in social media, join, Facebook groups that deal with IT, data analysis. Just see what people are asking, questions they're asking. And if you have experience with this data analysis, help people out. That's the way you can get your name out there. Is you have a good reputation. You're helpful. You can also be a mentor to people if you have experience with being a data analyst. And if you're trying to become a data analyst, you can ask to, for a mentor. And I'm sure somebody would reach out to you, if they see the passion and desire. So that's step 5, network with the community. So step 6, you need to learn how to automate different tasks. You don't want to just be generic, data analyst that just, create supports and that's it. How often do you create the report? How long does it take you? Does it take you, 8 hours to create one report? Can you create that same report in 30 minutes? So you need to know how to automate and a lot of these manual tasks. So you need to know how to use macros. You can use macros in most of these Office products like Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Access, Visual Basic. All right. So you can create Python scripts. You can create PowerShell scripts. You can learn how to use flows and Power Automate. So there's different ways of automating your task. So just go out there and go on YouTube and start learning. That's how I learned. No one's gonna just show you everything that you need to know. You need to do the legwork on your own, unfortunately. So that's part of that, initiative. So you need to have that drive and initiative to excel and be better. All right. So step 7 is to always put more skills in your toolbox. So again, it goes back to, not being the average data analyst, going beyond your comfort zone. You can go to your local library if they have, books that are, up to date. You can go to Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, and look at the data analysis section or the IT section. Look at those books, buy those books. You can watch, online courses. You can buy them. You can get certifications. You can do a lot of different things, to build your portfolio and make you stand out from the rest. So these are the top 5 steps. I included 2 additional ones. I hope you've learned a lot from this information. And please like the video. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.